Okay, so there's a lot of demonic attack on me right now. I can't seem to get to the point and record my episode. Either I go off topic because, right, I want to teach you other things, or it gets paused and I don't even see my recording is not even going. God have mercy. I'm actually really tired right now. I've been doing this for like an hour now. So I just wanted to tell you, right, that in this demonic persecution, God obviously does not let demons have the power to know anything in a conscious level. They're here, they're possessing these humans. Humans are here, yes, but you're all blind around me, and I'm around the sort of like the bad humans usually. Yeah, it's like the typical average human in this world anyway. Okay, but you're not allowed to be conscious around me, you know? So if I was to make episodes like this, the people walking by, driving by will not have consciousness, so that then God at least allows me to, right, teach you these unknown wisdoms and not be bothered. You know, no one actually says, what did you say, you know, or who are you? Like that. Okay, so, and that also fits into the fact that that blindness fits the fact that then the possession takes over your body and you're able to do all these behaviors that you normally cannot do, such as touch me and arrest me and bother me and accuse me and do evil around me. You get me? You cannot do that around me since I'm supernatural. And that means I'm like prophets. That means when we're created, we are created stronger than demons and humans. Okay, so you cannot do evil around me and you cannot do evil towards me and prophets. Okay, it means we're an authority over you as actual mankind, not just humans, but even animals and pests. We actually have authority over you. So we're not you. We're not human. We're not human like you. Okay, even though we still have to say we're supernatural human. Yeah, don't just visualize a human then who's just supernatural. We're not like you at all. It's like, yeah, fine, we're stuck in your race, but we're not really you. We're really just our own way that we're created. So for that reason, you don't have these powers. God is the one who makes you do evil around me, who makes you have abilities that you don't have. He's going to take it away from you when the demonic persecution stops. And then I'm going to finally have my reality, what I call my reality, the way things are supposed to be and the way things are. But God is just blocking it. You know, He's just blocking it with this program that's meant to put me through suffering. Okay? That means then you're going to be fearful and respectful and obedient. Get it? When I become my true self. And that's how people were around prophets. No one persecuted them and accused them of being crazy or put them in jail when they were a prophet. It's when they're not a prophet yet in that way, right? They're not actually made a prophet yet. They're just like me. They're just born and young and growing up, and God is just guiding them. This is when they go through the jail and the accusations and all that nonsense, okay? But then when you actually go and ascend to heaven and become a prophet, right? You actually finally get your reality. You always were a prophet in God's eyes. You were always His prophet. He's never going to say you were just someone else, right? But do you have your supernatural abilities as a prophet? No, right? Do you have the sort of mission? Did God tell you to go do something? No, right? Okay, so when you actually then become a prophet, you get me? Islam likes to use the word rectified. Like when you actually become a prophet, Mahdi is a prophet. I keep reminding you that on all episodes. Then everybody, that person is now different. They're not me anymore. If I ever become that way, I'm not going to be this way anymore. I'm going to come down in a different way. You know, it's just different, okay? I'm no longer this person. And for that reason, I'm becoming who I was always supposed to be. It doesn't mean I became someone new or prophets become someone new. It means that's who we are. God just doesn't let it come out of us so that we can go through the persecution. Because the purpose of the persecution is to make a creation that is weaker than you in strength target you. Get it? So how can they target you if exactly your power? That's not rational. That's what God then gives us, this sort of regular human body, and we don't have our abilities and we don't see who we are. You're blind, therefore there's no fear you're gonna feel, and the fear is sort of in your bone. You know, you're shaking as people do evil around me. They shake around me. As a cop is trying to arrest me, they're actually shaking. You get me? As a human is possessed to say something insulting, male or female, they're shaking. You know, as children are just possessed to run around me and try to touch me pervertedly, then they freak out, they freeze like that. God still gives us some of that right that we have, right? We have a right, obviously. We should still be treated for who we are to some degree, right? That's there. The human freaks out at some point, but in order for the behavior to happen, in order for us to be put in a jail by God, be accused of something we're not, in order for us to suffer, right? And learn how demons have power over humans, and right, they do these bad things to people anyway. Like that, right? Accuse you of things, make you suffer, take your money, take your job, make you homeless, like that. In order for us to suffer in experiences that normally we cannot go into, okay, you have to not only be blind, right? Your demons have to be blind. But you have to have a power put into you to do these things, right? That you cannot actually do. So where's the power coming from? God. I don't want you to just think you're blind and then you just do bad things to someone who's as powerful as me. No. What the hell? Why would blinding be? No, where are you getting the ability to even touch me in the first place? Did I just not tell you how powerful I am? Okay, so the ability is put into you then. Get it? Okay, so since it's not real, it's not your ability. That's not how you are created. And I'm not created in a way where you can do that towards me, correct? It's not real, therefore. It's not normal. It's not the way things are. It's fake. You're going to lose it. It's going to be taken away from you. And I'm going to become my true self. And you're going to be your true self. And then you're going to obey. Get it? Then you're going to be scared and actually know who I am, including prophets. That means that's how prophets were in their own personal time. In their own personal time when they were prophets, that's literally then how their experience was. Everyone was obedient and respectful and fearful. And they were having supernatural abilities to destroy evil human beings. So a lot of the things you think God was punishing humans in his own divine way was actually abilities just God gave the prophets. Okay. And they were actually the ones killing you and stuff with their own supernatural abilities. That's it. So I didn't think demons... My phone is under attack again. See, we keep going off topic, you know. I didn't think that God would then write in this persecution, in this program, where people are dead and blind, and demons are also dead and blind. They cannot judge me. They cannot say anything. I can do whatever I want. Get it? I can just do whatever I want. No one can judge me. That's how you know that I'm not human, right? Because how can you, have such an ability over people where they're just blind of you? You can just do what you want. I can record episodes like this in public. No one's gonna have an opinion. You get me? That's not possible, right? That's how you know I'm not human then. Okay, so for that reason, God tested me with a part of the program that's sort of a bit unique. Demons, the day that God was guiding me, that the Antichrist is Satan himself coming down, in their own form as demons or jinn. And Gog Magog are just jinn coming down, and it's a prophet in the past called Dhul-Qarnayn that actually built that wall that's invisible to us right now, that locked Gog Magog away, which is Acuudubilaah majuj. So it's always prophets who are casting them out and getting rid of them and doing these powerful, scary things. So they're not human, obviously, but Islam, Christianity, religion overall is corrupted to just diminish them in two polar opposites. Either a son of God, way too powerful, or a weak person you can kill and chase who has no abilities, like the fake character they made called fake Muhammad, But instead they're in the middle, okay? They're powerful. You can't do evil around them or to them. And it's them who have power and authority over mankind. When they come here, they're the ruler here over all of you, okay? And for that reason, it's just a trial for them to live a completely different opposite life, being put in situations where a creation weaker than you gets to persecute you. Get it? Because God makes them. God blinds them also. They don't even know. So that's the only way that it's possible. That's how you know it's fake, right? If you have to be blind to persecute somebody, then it's not you, obviously, doing it consciously. Then it's not you, therefore it's fake. That's just their test, get it? Because it's not normal. It's not how things are, so it's a test. But it's also how they learn evil, get it? Through the persecution, you're doing bad things around them. Don't they then learn what's wrong with you human beings like that? Okay, so that's the purpose. It's not to dishonor them. So God is going to stop it and give them the reality like me. I'm not telling you I'm a prophet, right? I just still have to tell you, though, that this is how I know to defend their character, their honor, their reality, their identity, is by telling you who I am. It's by telling you what you, human beings who have been possessed to bother me all these years in the U.S. and everywhere else, Muslim, non-Muslim, you are not bothering me. You don't know me. You're not doing those behaviors. God is making you do it. It's a program. You're put into it. You don't get to pick and choose. You're just possessed. You just get to be used that day. You didn't choose to come there and put yourself in a dumb situation like that, bothering someone like a prophet. No, you're not. No one's choosing anything. It's just, you're just bad people. You're gonna be used. Okay, it's that simple. And the good people, they're still blind. They're not gonna treat you with that atmosphere anyway. Like, no one knows who you are. How can they be afraid, right? You're blinding, right? As a God, right? He blinds you. Okay, so my words got ruined. You're blinding wasn't what I was trying to say. Okay, so for that reason, I didn't think demons would be allowed to sort of make it seem as if they could steal my knowledge. And I've had to record this episode multiple times. I hope you really are listening up to this point. Basically, the day that God told me who they are, demons were possessing these human beings. They were sitting there, and I just get the point. Get it? It's supernatural. God just guides me to what He's teaching me. I just get it. And usually I dialogue with God. I talk to Him. I ask questions, and then demons manifest a certain way. That's it. No one's doing anything, and I just get it. I get the point that, oh, Antichrist is Satan. Like that, I just get the point. Oh, Satan is gonna come here himself. Mahdi's gonna kill Satan. Like that's how God guides me. Okay, but everybody, a few weeks later, even though that was October 2024, and I should have made that episode right. Anybody would think that's what I should have done, but then something told me, just wait. I don't think it's necessarily from God, right? Because, exactly, He told me this prophetic knowledge. You would think He wants me to share it with you. Exactly, I think He did probably that time. Only God knows. But the demonic persecution, you would agree, has to sort of attack you, right? Okay, so it attacked me. It attacked. It doesn't mean God's will is going to be ruined. God is smart, right? God is powerful. His will is going to happen, but He just allows you to still go through a burden, right? You're just burdened like that. Okay, you sort of fall into a trap like that. So it's like I fell into that burden, or that sort of trial or difficulty where I spoke out loud a little bit and I said, oh my God. So Antichrist, like that, I spoke a little too loud. Okay, so for that reason, these human beings who are possessed, again, they don't get to have that articulation, right? They don't get to understand anything, and I was speaking a different language anyway. They all speak English, but I do remember fear entered my heart that, oh no, you shouldn't have spoke that loud. You see, even though I usually speak loud other times and I don't get such a gut feeling, it's because this time I got that feeling, because this time God was saying, exactly, keep your mouth closed. So it's different because this is prophetic knowledge. This is knowledge that's prophetic. No one knows who the Antichrist is, who Gog Magog are, who the beast of the earth is. These things, whoever knows it, you would agree, someone God chose is the only one who would tell you, right? That's God, how then He guides you, just like past humans knew who Prophet Yusuf was. You get me? Just like any prophet, you all knew who they were because of the knowledge they have that God keeps for Himself. He tells only them. Okay, He told me something that He also is keeping for Himself only. Until now, He's only telling me. That's how God wants to guide Muslims and Christians and everyone else as to who I am. Okay, but then that situation happened where demons are not going to be allowed by God to steal it from me, because there you go. God is not dumb, right? If you want me to use knowledge to tell your creation, it becomes something that is used to benefit me, right? The world recognizes me as someone God has given knowledge no one has. Then why would a God want me to have such a situation, right? And then let demons sabotage it? That's not rational, right? You want me to have something, you would not let anyone take it from me, correct? Okay. So no one is going to steal this knowledge from me and claim it as their own. The whole world, no matter how much this knowledge spreads, you're still going to one day all find my podcast as the original person who told you who the Antichrist and Gog Magog are. You're still going to come back to me, Marian. Hannah is just the name I was given. It's a fake name in order to come to the U.S. But Marian is my name that God made sure that adoptive family gave me. Even though my Prophet Muhammad and me are similar, we're adopted, still the name is going to be, you get me, since God is obviously the creator, He's going to make sure whoever adopted you, since He's controlling them, exactly, He's going to make them do certain things. You get me? Like give you the name He wants to give you as a God. Or maybe it's the name my parents gave me, who are Arab, which is Turkish, and they just simply knew your parents, right? Maybe like that. Or someone else told them your name intended from your parents was Marian, and okay, they just might have then called me Marian, like that. It doesn't matter. Either way, God's will is going to happen. I'm someone He has created, obviously, supernatural, and I'm not regular human, and I have supernatural missions to do that only prophets do. Okay, so I'm obviously someone that's constantly under, exactly, the monitor of God. I'm being monitored. I'm being guided. My life is under His control. It's not like you human beings, right? Things just sort of happen at the free will of whatever evil is in this world. They can attack you. Okay, but if I'm being used by God to help you in this world, then my life has to be controlled by Him. Don't you agree? Okay, so it's just a demonic persecution, something obviously God wouldn't say He's happy with. He puts me through that difficulty, that suffering. He shows me evil. He's not going to say He did that and He's happy with it, right? He's gonna agree this bad thing to go through. But it's a test for me, okay? Okay, but there's limits, correct? Because I'm obviously a powerful person and I'm someone God protects. Okay, there's limits. So that evil adoptive family is just gonna, and they're from a different race. They're African, I'm Arab, but they have accused me of being Arab. I'm sorry, they have accused me of being African my whole life, and they're being possessed right now. Just like Prophet Muhammad, his family were crazy. That's not his real family. Their adoptive family that was terrorizing him. So stop calling it his family. Um, just like they, right, were part of the evil doers that were killed, and they were the bad guys, right, in that time. This evil family is crazy. They're Muslim, and they're gonna be killed also, just so you know, they're gonna be killed. And for that reason, they're the ones demons are using at the beginning of my life, beginning early. So everything was set up already, just like Jesus and Muhammad, right? Persecution is starting before, and everything's ruined. Demons are monitoring and listening to me all the time, watching me, monitoring familiar spirits. I learned that from the Bible. So you Christians, I want you to just think of monitoring familiar spirits, okay? You Christians, yeah, and then you Muslims, I want you to think of the quality that jinn have, that you believe, right? That they get close to the sky, right, or heavens, in a sense that you believe, whichever way they can get close to heavens, and you believe they listen to angels when angels are chatting, and they steal knowledge, correct? Okay, so that's I talk about that in another episode, but I just want you both. I want to bring both of you together. I need to hurry up. This episode, I don't want it to be too long. I want to both bring you together to this understanding first. Okay, that's the quality of demons. You can all at least agree on, even though you're going in two different religions, right? Even though God's religion split apart because it's two books and they're both corrupted. Okay, the idea that demons can listen to you, monitor you, watch you. Do you all agree? That they can then steal knowledge from somebody. Do you agree? Okay. I didn't think that would apply to me. Because exactly, why should it apply to me? Isn't that then the way God tells you who I am? If I get to tell you prophetic knowledge, if I get to expose things like Qur'an is corrupted, isn't that how you sort of figure out who I am one day? Okay, so yes, it's true. God is not going to let them steal everything. But I was put in a scare situation. I was put into a moment where I was scared. I was made to become scared is what I mean. I didn't mean I was scared. Sorry. I was put in a situation of fear like that, which is exactly, they might actually steal my knowledge and make a human across the globe get possessed to say that, and you don't know it comes from me. That's dangerous. So what happened was October, when God told me who the Antichrist, the Gog Magog are, instantly a few weeks later, I told you, evil thoughts just told me not to say it. I should have told you guys a long time ago. These evil thoughts made it seem as if I should wait. Instantly a few weeks later, this is how you know this is not accidental. It's actually demons, okay? The ones who were listening to me that moment I was in a library, those human beings, I just felt their presence. I felt their demon was really present. I felt they were conscious. I felt it was not like the usual way. I felt they could steal what I'm saying. And my mind was told, be quiet. Stop being so loud, because I usually just talk to God out loud and it doesn't matter. I have headphones on, so it's not a big deal. And I don't mean I'm shouting. I just mean like I talk out of my mouth versus in my head. Okay, but this moment I felt fear as hell that maybe those humans could just take what I just said and steal it, right? Okay, so I wanted, right, Muslims to meet me and hear me tell them, because that's the way then they can see that, right, God is using me to help them. You get me? I wanted to stay with me so that then you actually can know, right, that I'm being used by God to help you. If someone else steals my knowledge, it's not good, correct? So a few weeks later, the sheikh, that's how you know it's dangerous. The sheikh posts this video where he says, Dajjal is a jinn. And my heart sank. Instantly, my heart sank. And it was insanity to me, you know? There's nowhere right now on the globe that jinn are stealing my knowledge and telling the world that Islam is corrupted or Qur'an is corrupted. That one is staying with me, correct? But all of a sudden, human race becomes obsessed. All of a sudden, the world becomes obsessed with Antichrist and Mahdi and Gog Magog, right? All of a sudden, YouTube, everywhere you go, people are just talking about these characters, right? Exactly, because Mahdi is almost here. I'm telling you right now, August 2025 is when Mahdi is gonna be here. That's the month God told me. It's okay to tell you, just anticipate it. I believe you're all gonna meet them August 2025. Okay, and Antichrist is gonna be way in the future. First, Mahdi has to bring justice and get rid of evil and kill evil human beings, and a lot of great things have to happen first. Then Jesus will descend. God also told me why Jesus is returning. You guys are going to be shocked. I asked God, why is Jesus returning, my Lord? God told me to get married. It's not because you think he's going to come and kill the Antichrist. I just told you, your leader is Mahdi. Your savior is Mahdi. So Mahdi is going to kill the Antichrist. But Jesus and Mahdi will kill the Gog Magog together. They will deal with other supernatural creatures together. There's a Dul Sakini. I forgot the way the Muslims say it. Dul Saku. Oh, I forgot the name. But there's this, right? Muslim character, right? Not Muslim, sorry. There's this character that Muslims believe is sort of, they don't necessarily say they're supernatural, but they believe to some degree they're supernatural. Just the way they describe them, right? They believe this character will come out, this sort of male character that will try to destroy the Kaaba. I believe Mahdi will destroy the Kaaba because I believe it's pagan, okay? It's not from God and it's not from Prophet Muhammad's teachings, okay? So, okay? Because whatever the Prophet would teach is from God. This is pagan, obviously. You're circling a rock all day. It's not something Islam would teach you to do. And the way that Muslims pray, right? The prostrating, all that stuff, the fact that you bend and your butt extends out is so perverted. I believe that's also from demons. The way we pray has to be natural and comfortable in a place that you know you can pray in front of anybody. So all the restrictions that prayer puts on women, right? Because, right, you would say, you would agree, sort of inappropriate, right? Bend your butt, that obviously should be for males too. It's inappropriate for you to bend your butt in front of a woman. Okay, but just the idea, the fact that you believe, because it's such a unique way that we pray, you believe then you should separate male and female. You believe they cannot be imam and they cannot be a prophet. And there you go. You see, these terminologies are very powerful, right? All these things is because those are the corruptions. So for that reason, demons then did that to you. And God is, right, going to show you in the future that, okay, this salah you have in Islam is corrupted. And that's why then there's a hadith telling you that Mahdi is going to lead the prayer. You all should think about these big puzzles. Why is Mahdi leading the prayer? Something that you need to hear. Exactly. If you're the leader of Islam and Islam is not corrupted, obviously you're going to lead the prayer. Who cares, right? What's so cool about that? It's because that's God's way of trying to guide you Muslims, that Mahdi's identity is a focal point of corruption in all religion. Who they are is going to destroy everything you learn in religion. It's going to destroy everything you learn. Okay? It's going to definitely destroy perversion and sexism, first of all, because they're not going to teach you that nonsense. But their identity is the definition of God's, way of showing you his character as a God. He's very loving and he's very just and merciful. And he's not the evil God in Islam and Christianity that, right, at the end of the day is not fair to everybody, the way that fake character is made. Okay, so when you know who Mahdi is, then Muslims are they're gonna go to sleep. They're gonna all ask God to just kill them that day. They're finished. It's over. You don't want to know who Mahdi is, okay? So for that reason, the fact that there's a hadith that God makes sure demons don't throw away, humans don't steal from you, that tells you, right, that they're gonna lead the prayer, is because, exactly. Get it? If they're gonna lead the prayer has to be a new version. Because when you know who Mahdi is, then you know this Islamic prayer does not fit Mahdi. Okay. So you know that prayer then symbolizes something about change in religion. It's a religious revolution. The fact that Jesus is not going to lead the prayer, even though, right, we would say all prophets are equal, but Jesus has already been accomplished. Right? He's already been a wonderful prophet of God. Like that, the fact that he tells Mahdi to lead means Jesus is saying, I'm not your Nabi. I'm not your prophet. I'm not your leader today. I was a leader in a different time. Your leader is Mahdi. So that is also something Muslims believe, yes, but then they corrupt it. There's many times where Muslims, their demon possesses them as a sheikh, and sheikh means like preacher, and they insult the fake character they believe of Mahdi, right? A fake Mahdi character. They say things like, how come we always hear about Mahdi? But then when Jesus returns, that's literally how he said it, the sheikh, silence. Mahdi exits the picture. He only rules for 7 to 9 years. Then he's gone. Jesus takes over. And then he says, you guys know why that happens? Ha ha ha. And then he laughs. Then he says, because Jesus is really the true king. That's how he said it. He said, Jesus is the main character. Now that I know who Mahdi is, I know that's just a demon that's scared. Because Mahdi's identity is going to destroy everything. It's going to destroy all the arrogant ways these males talk, okay? So for that reason, that's the corruption. Jesus is not going to take over. Mahdi's going to rule forever, okay? And Jesus is coming back. I asked God, why is he coming back, my Lord? God said, Jesus is returning to get married. Okay? That's actually the reason. So the wife of Prophet Jesus is here. Okay? I leave another puzzle for you to figure out who she is. And I told you many times, prophets cannot marry regular females. Okay, those male prophets, they have to marry supernatural people because I just told you, they're sexually pure than you, regular humans. Two, they're obviously, you would agree, greater than you since they're close to God and they're supernatural. And a regular female is not rational. Someone as sort of weak like that, right? Not weak like weak insult her. No, I mean like a creation, just human. It's not fair to put a weak creation like that with a prophet. Just like it's not fair if a woman was a prophet to put a regular male with her like that. So that's another puzzle for you. Okay, prophets are like Adam and Eve. Just as Eve is not regular female, she was supernatural. Maybe you don't believe she was a prophet, fine, but at least you would agree she's not human like the humans today, correct? You would agree she's supernatural female. Okay, so your prophets then have to marry supernatural women. Okay, so exactly. And that to some degree that there is a bit of a confusion there, then right, then we would know about that to some degree, right? It seems like maybe some of them did marry regular females. That is possible, some of them did, but the sort of main idea is they have to obviously marry someone like themselves. You agree that's rational, right? Angels have to marry angels if angels had to get married like that. So prophets have to marry prophets. Okay, but even if it's not a prophet, at least supernatural. Okay, at least the supernatural, let's agree, because I just told you it's not fair. The other reason is human beings are created to just mate. This person dies, you go to another person, correct? Okay, that's not healthy. This prophet obviously is disrespectful if you were created to just forget them and marry someone else. See how disrespectful that is. You're not trying to hurt them. That's just your nature, correct? So I tell you all the time that my nature is one male. I'm created to just love one man forever. So I'm just like Adam and Eve. I'm created to just be with one man forever. And I'm not attracted to the African race. So I'm only going to marry Asian or European, supernatural person God created just for me. That means he's created just for me. So I cannot go to someone else and he cannot go to someone else. Get it? So that's what I mean by we're supernatural. We're just the example of that Adam and Eve. We're just different. We're just that sort of focal point of even marriage. We're the example in the sense that exactly, we don't have the sort of weaknesses where you guys can cheat on each other or you guys can go to others or you're at the same time looking at you. No, okay? And that if they die, you go to someone else. We don't. So then, right? If Mahdi gets married, if Jesus gets married, that means then, exactly, whoever dies before, if someone wants to die first, someone has to go first, maybe. And I believe Jesus will die first. You get me? Because Mahdi is the prophet, get it? They're the leader of this time. Jesus, I told you, is coming back to do something. They have a reason for coming back. And then when that reason is fulfilled, they also, of course, will help the world. Duh, they're a prophet. My God, we all love him. Okay, then it's over. You get me? It's like, they don't have to be here necessarily in order for things to be cool. Because your leader is Mahdi. So Mahdi will be here with you until the end. And then Jesus will die first. That's what God guided me to. In terms of if that was God talking to me. And then Mahdi will die, okay, a few years later, like that. And then the world will end a few years after Mahdi. See, you're all gonna have that situation Muslims believe, right, where angels blow the horn and you all die. Like that. It could be a horn or just some other way God kills you. Like that. So it's okay if Mahdi dies and then Jesus dies. And then you all are here after them. Those humans in the future. Because the devil was killed, get it? Demons are no longer in this world. They're finished. And they're not in the spiritual world or either. They're not attacking you from there. It's over. It's just like how a movie is supposed to end everybody. Right? Those movies are inspired by demonic spirits who know these things. They inspire human authors who don't know that, right? They just inspire you to make a story like that. Bad guy dies, the heroes don't die, the heroes stay, and then the heroes die, and then there's some peace after the hero is gone, and then people die after that, right? Right? Usually they sometimes take the hero out of the picture just for some time. Okay, just know, I saw that Muslim shia sheikh all of a sudden a few weeks later, making a YouTube channel. And it was so short, it was so fast, it was to the point. He literally just, that's how you know he was possessed. It's not, right, a human actually believing that. A jinn stole my knowledge and put it into his words. The jinn who were listening to me, get it? So even though jinn know who the Antichrist is, goodness, it's just the devil they follow. They're not allowed to use their knowledge, right? They're not allowed to use that and put that into people they're possessing. That would destroy this world. Do you agree? There has to be limits, right? The human has to know it. You cannot allow as a demon tell them that's not rational. That's not fair. Okay? Because right, you would agree that demons could use that knowledge to make the good side suffer more, correct? In order for things to be balanced and just, the evil side cannot have too much power, correct? Because good is supposed to win, right? Okay, so, right? God is not going to let demons possess somebody and take knowledge they already know, such as who the Antichrist is, and just say it. Dangerous, correct? Because God doesn't want them to tell that. Because he wants prophets and someone like me to have that prophetic knowledge before we are somebody, right? Before God tells you who we are. So then you use my knowledge that's prophetic, that only someone that's a prophet could know, to then figure out who I am. Get it? It's just so, okay, he gave us that privilege, so he helps you know who we are, that we're special to him. If, okay, demons could steal it and give it to regular humans, and specifically evil humans, specifically the ones spreading religious corruption, right? The Muslims, Christians, Jews today who tell you their books are good to go. That's dangerous if they know prophetic knowledge, because then they'll just use that to even make it seem as if then they really are telling you the truth. As if God is really the way that these religions tell him to be, right? Okay, so it's dangerous. So God's actual true leaders who are supernatural prophets, messengers, etc., need to have knowledge or something. See, instead of just simply being supernatural, having supernatural abilities. No, this is about knowledge now, okay? They need to have knowledge that only they have from God, that no one else is allowed to have, as a way for God to then help you see they're close to him. Why? Because exactly who told you? See, who told you? You're going to be all like, God told them. Okay, so then they're close to God. See, so that's God's way of then helping you know who they are. But some of these things are not knowledge only God knows, right? It's knowledge that God allowed demons to know, correct? Okay, so another species knows it, that's supernatural, which is demons. Okay, if they were allowed to use that and put it into bad people or whoever they want, then wouldn't that give them more power in the world? Would our world not be destroyed? You will never respect the prophet then when they appear, right? Because someone else is stealing that knowledge and saying, I know who they are too. I know Baba, right? Okay, so God limits demons. So yes, they know these things, but they're never going to possess someone, right? And give them that knowledge, correct? Okay, even though that would benefit the agenda of demons, it would make them get away with portraying the sheikhs today in Islam, the preachers today in Christianity, as somehow being from God, correct? As if Islam is not corrupted. They could use that to portray that nonsense to you because they give them knowledge no one has of the Antichrist. So, okay, God is not going to let them steal my knowledge from me, but he did put me in a situation where I was put in a scare situation where this male sheikh, he's a very prominent Shia sheikh. He just got possessed, literally. Just simply say dajjal is a jinn, and that's it. The first few minutes before he said that, he's talking about something else. The first few minutes after that, he goes back to talking about something else. It was like it's like a demon came out of him and just simply said the sentence, dajjal is a jinn. That's it. He didn't elaborate. He didn't explain. He doesn't have any understanding. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about because he didn't personally, right, use his brain and God just somehow maybe opened. No, that didn't happen. Okay? It's not him using anything he could as a creation of God to come up with that knowledge himself from God. Obviously, God has to teach you either way, right? It's not from him. Okay, it's not God that wants to tell him. It's a demon who stole that from me because I said it out loud. Oh my God. Dajjal is shaydan. That's what I said. Shaydan is just jinn, right? Or jinn, right? And then I said, oh my God, Gog, Magog, or jinn. I said that. I wish I kept my voice low, okay? And you might be like, why did I do that? Why did I not keep my voice low? Because everybody, it's a test. Get it? God puts me in a test. It's a burden. Obviously, it's a very scary situation. Something prophetic that only I know. God was scaring me, right? He's putting me in a situation where maybe who knows demons could steal it from me. And now my credentials, right? The fact that only I know. It's not about arrogance. It's not so that I get glorified. It's just so you know I was told, get it? It's just so that something is not stolen from who it belongs to. Do you agree that's just, right? So I don't want something that belongs to me to be stolen from me simply because that's just. Not because I have to have it because then it makes me look cool to you. No, it's God's way of guiding you to who I am. I have prophetic knowledge. Okay? No one knows this stuff. So if a demon is allowed to steal it from me, then you cannot know who I am. Get it? Okay? And also, I don't want other people to steal it because then you're going to obey them. You're going to listen to them. You're going to follow them. And they're sharing the corruption. So I'm trying to protect you from them, get it? So it's not good for them to know this stuff. It's not good for them to have power. Okay, so for that reason, it's a test for me, you know. I obviously asked God not to let them do anything beyond that. God did accept my prayer, and I don't think God will let them anyway. I told you, it's just a way for God to test me and to test you Muslims. Because exactly, you might see that sheikh one day. Again, it's nowhere in the world, okay? Muslims have never told you anything about Dajjal being a jinn, or right, Antichrist being a demon or a jinn. Jinn, everybody who's non-Muslim, just means spirits, you know. So no one, right, on the face of the earth is saying that. Humans are always calling Antichrist and all these other characters, such as the character that is gonna destroy the Kaaba, those Sakun something, right? I forgot their name. Sorry. Even Sufyani, they all believe these are just generic sort of supernatural creatures. And Sufyani, they believe, is actually an actual Muslim male, you know, that has like a sort of government like group that, you know, like Taliban, like that. They believe someone like that. Okay, everybody, but you just think they're just supernatural, correct? You just think they have abilities. You never connect them to being a demon, correct? Exactly, because demons have a different image in your mind. They possess people, they corrupt things, they lie to you, they trick you. You don't see them as something that can come here, correct? Not something, sorry, someone that could come here. See, they ruin my words. I'm not supposed to call anybody a thing. They're living being, okay? That's just the witchcraft. So, okay, everybody, just know that that's a test on me. And when you all see that, maybe if you do, I told you, he just got possessed. It was just one little sentence. Dajjal is a jinn. That's all he said. He cannot actually explain what the hell he means by that. Do you mean possessed by a jinn? Do you mean, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Do you mean is a demon himself? Like, what do you, like that? He cannot. But that angered me. You know, it angered me because if he said maybe Gog Magog are jinn, I probably could care less to some degree. But I definitely want to be the first one to tell you who the Antichrist is. Correct? Because exactly, it really is a powerful information, because Mahdi killing the Antichrist is another powerful information versus Jesus killing him. Because that is a way for God to honor Mahdi. Get it? They're your leader. They will kill the main character that is the problem in the world, which is Satan. Whoever kills Satan, do you agree is truly your savior? Okay, so that's why you think Jesus is your savior, because you think he'll kill the Antichrist. Mahdi is going to kill the Antichrist. Do you get it already? Jesus is coming back to get married. That's what God told me. They're going to help us, okay? He's going to help us. He's going to obviously work with Mahdi to deal with all the other supernatural situations that humans cannot deal with yourself. So that's also what it means to be a savior, right? Supernatural things are going to happen. So if these human beings are supernatural, and that's the only way to deal with it, then you need to stop believing they were killed and crucified. You need to stop believing they were just regular people. They cannot be regular people if they are going to kill an Antichrist, if they're going to do these scary, powerful things. You get me? Christians respect that. They believe he's powerful. Jesus, they believe he's awesome. Okay? They believe he's so cool. I truly respect you Christians. I really, truly love you, just so you know. I understand why you fall into this type of narrative. You believe his death was like a symbolic thing. You don't believe he's actually weak and got killed. I know. But I just want you to then be rational. If someone really told you, hey, I'm Jesus and I'm really powerful and no one can kill me. And to me, it's actually an act of dominance if I was killed. And God is not going to give that to you, humans and demons. So please don't portray me like that. Then do you see how you'd feel bad towards him? Like that. It's not symbolic. It's really an act of dominance if you kill him. It's not an act of dominance if you humans kill each other. It's different. You're the same species in that. So you get me? We're gonna honor you. We're not gonna call that dominant. But see, if you were to kill an angel, that's technically not an act of. You see what I'm saying? If the creation is stronger than you, and if you could do something that you cannot do, right? Because you're not at the same level of strength, then it is an act of dominance in that sense. You're right. It's so evil, obviously, right? Okay, but if it's the same creation, right? Just regular human versus regular human, we're not gonna call that act of dominance. That's just evil. You can kill someone, obviously. It doesn't mean you're stronger than them. Goodness, you shoot people who don't see you. That's not fair. You didn't fight. Okay, everybody. So don't run with the word dominance, okay? I just mean in this context, for prophets versus humans, it's evil to say they could be killed by humans, okay? And that Sufyani character. Right? So for that reason, everybody, Jesus would tell you that's dishonoring him. It makes him unhappy for you to believe he's just so weak and, right, just literally stands. Why would he not fight at least? Get it? Why would he at least not put up a fight? The other thing that would happen is Jesus had followers. So where are his followers? The same way Islam tells you Muslims, right, would wage war on you if Prophet Muhammad was here and someone was bothering him. You all believe Muslims all over the world will come together waging war. That's how Jesus, his followers would have been. Please, don't disrespect. Don't disrespect the the past people who used to follow Jesus. Whether you want to call them Christian or Muslim, it's okay. I won't put you in that situation now. Just believers, okay? We don't even know if Islam was the right. Again, only God knows what the true names were, but believer is a good name for all of us. We can all at least agree on the word believer. I always used to ask God when I was young, right? Why would he die? First, why would he not fight? 2, why would God not protect him? 3, why would humans not protect him? You see, that's not to be dumb. That's not to disrespect a metaphorical example that you Christians believe God likes to set sometimes. Yeah, We also believe God does metaphorical things, that symbolize things. I asked God myself, my Lord, why was Jesus, right, accused of being crucified? My Lord told me it's a test. So you Christians, I actually asked God what the reason is. Okay, one day you're gonna know who I am. You'll obviously believe what I'm saying. Right now, you don't know who I am, but don't worry. But I still get to tell you what He told me. Right, my Lord said it's a test. That's it. It's a test on Jesus, and it's a test on human beings like you, Christians and Muslims and everybody. It's a test because the goal is, are you right? Again, ignorant people, God is going to be just with you. People just born into Christianity, they truly think this is how it is. God is not going to throw you in hell, okay? Things like this are historical. You don't know what they are. It's not right. God is very just. But God is going to put you in hell if you're evil. Get it? Okay, so it is just to put you in hell if you're a bad person. Get it? Because you don't need someone to teach you that, or to be a prophet, or to be an angel. You don't need anyone's guidance on just being a good person. Do you agree? That's obviously, we're human, we're conscious. We know evil is bad. What the hell? It's not something you need to have someone lecture you on. That's good. That's disgusting good. Are you saying that we just go do bad things? No, we're created with a conscience. We know right from wrong, but we also know something is bad, everybody. Because exactly, we can personally put ourselves in the perspective of the victim. So if a male says to you, rape is not bad, people just call it bad. Okay, then just ask him to put himself in that situation. See, he's going to say, hell no. So that's what I'm saying. It's not hard to know if something is evil or good. And it's not hard to know that we know right from wrong, and that we cannot ever believe, right, that God would just judge you equally like other people and put you in paradise with them. No, not equally, sorry. God would just treat you like a good person and put you in paradise if you were evil and rapist. No, right? You agree He has to separate us, evil versus hell. You're a bad person, you're gonna like that. It doesn't matter what your religion was. It doesn't matter if you worship God every day. You evil, you're gonna go to hell. Okay, so that is not something none of you will ever then say is not good to believe. You would agree with me that's a good thing to believe. But where's my evidence? Where's your evidence? Why do you agree with me? See, I'm trying to help you understand what to believe. This one, you agree with me, but I want you to know why you agree with me. I don't want the fact that you just agree with me for us to be done with the discussion. No, why do you agree with me? You agree with me because it's rational. We know right from wrong, right? You believe we should be judged for what we know, correct? Okay, but you don't know who Jesus was, so no one's going to throw you in hell. Like an angel is not going to grab you, and God is not going to command them to put you in hell, right? Because you thought Jesus was your Lord. No. But if someone like me came and guided you, and one day God uses me to help you really see that right in a better, right, more example way, okay, then you're going to go to hell. Get it? Because you're disrespecting God. You're actually disobeying. See, it's very rational. So there's two types of reasons you go to hell, okay? Evil character or the belief part of religion. The belief part of religion. Okay, the other thing that will start to happen. That's a demon, everybody. The belief part of religion, right? That Islam would say, oh, you're a disbeliever, you're going to go to hell. They don't just mean if you don't just believe Islam. Again, Islam is corrupted. They're going to obviously lie to you at some point. But I'm telling you the correct way God meant, okay? Which is exactly things that you actually can see with your own eyes. When a prophet is here and they're an example for you, right? They're just like the other prophets. They saw heaven, they saw prophets, they spoke to God, they have a scripture, they have supernatural abilities, they have miracles happening left and right. Okay, you can believe them. That they're just oh goodness, that they're trustworthy. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying? Then that is a test. God is just to you because you're in a situation where you cannot say, I don't want to believe this person, my Lord. They confused me. No, they didn't. They have all these qualities of supernatural that then connect to a divine being, your Lord, right? That your Lord sent them. So why would you say there's no evidence to believe them? I just told you they're cool and have supernatural ability and knowledge no one knows, that only God kept for himself. Okay, that's then God's way of guiding you to trust this person. So then now you are going to go to hell if you don't listen to them. Because God himself, see, he's not using his creation to judge you. That's not fair. He's your Lord, right? He should judge you. No, he himself is the one judging you as a God. He sent this person to you. They're supernatural. They have knowledge that's only that moment very powerful. Like when Jesus was here, what he would also say. That's what Mahdi will say. So then if you don't believe Mahdi, get it? If you don't actually listen, then that is a just way to put you in hell. Because you're just simply exactly disbelieving in a belief that's true. But right now, people who don't believe these things, that's not the reason you're going to go to hell, okay? It's a sin, right? But it's an unknown sin. You don't know that, okay? So since you don't know, it's not that type of sin, right? you're going to go to hell because of your character. So if you're a good person and you're a Christian, okay, you're going to go to paradise. Get it? But you're still going to be punished for whatever sins you still did. Get it? That's what I'm saying. You're still going to be judged. But we're not going to say you're going to be a bad person in God's eyes because you thought Jesus was a God. No, because you don't know that. So when then you know religion, especially Islam says, including Christianity at some point, they still believe, right? At some point, people will go to hell for not believing. That is when the belief is in front of your face. When an actual prophet is here, when someone supernatural like Jesus, who is a prophet, everybody who's Christian, when I say prophet, I just mean someone like Jesus, okay? Maybe you guys don't understand that. I'm sorry, don't feel comfortable with that word. Don't worry about it. Just someone like Jesus, right? When they're here, and for Muslims, when a prophet is here, everybody, you now have to believe, okay? They have whatever you need in order to believe. Okay, because God is sending them. God makes them do supernatural things. And they're supernatural. Okay, you have what you need, basically. So then now if you don't believe, it's intentional disbelief. So that's why then you'd go to hell. Get it? But when you don't even have that example in front of you of that supernatural person and examples of other supernatural cool things happening around them, okay, like for example, like 2008, or 1950, you're not going to go to hell because you don't believe that, right? In these supernatural things like Jesus is not the Son of God. You don't know that. Okay, so God will judge you fairly. But when people are going to hell for not obeying a prophet, in terms of what belief they bring you that's different, is exactly, you're going to go to hell because they are just like the other person you're all worshiping like Jesus. Mahdi is just like Jesus. So if you think Jesus is cool, then Mahdi is cool. If you think you would love to follow Jesus as a Christian, then you're going to want to follow Mahdi. Get it? Because they're the same. It's just a different body. It's just a different person. But they're supernatural. They're prophet too. They're beloved to God also. So God will give them the same qualities of Jesus. Get it? So then you will believe Mahdi. So only bad Christians won't believe. Get it? Only someone who really wants to be annoying will say no. God will make it easy for you to believe. He's not an evil God. So that moment, you really are going to go to hell if you don't listen to that future prophet. Because you have what you need to believe them. So if you don't believe, it's intentional. It's disbelief. That's a sin, okay? Versus people like today, you don't know what we're talking about, correct? Why would you go to hell for not believing in this stuff? You don't know what I'm talking about, okay? But you are definitely going to go to hell. If you want to call all the perversion and sexism in your religions is a good thing. That one you are going to go to hell. Because that's about character. That's about morality. And you don't need supernatural situation.